Hi friends, Stevi here. Welcome to the last episode for now of Absolutely Arms. This one is about flirting with 8 angle or Ashtavakrasana, a little bit of elephant's trunk too, because hey, why not? You don't need any specific props. However, I do think some blocks can be helpful as we get to the mini workshop portion of this. But remember, the actual arm balance is just kind of like the frosting on top. If you want it, we'll just be playing with a flow that's pretty arm heavy, but also full body heating. I've got my nice dense Aloha mat, but if you know you like to have something softer, grab a towel. We will be doing a little bit on our back body at first, as well as putting our knees down in some tabletop functions. Gather whatever you'd like, and I'll meet you on the mat.
This practice is brought to you by Aloha Yoga, a cork-powered mat and accessory company with a focus on enhanced grip for confident and creative movement. No towel, no problem. Aloha offers the ability to move freely without fear of slipping, even in your sweatiest practice, all while embracing artistic expression through their unique mat designs. Check out the video caption for a link to view their products, or visit our Grow Together page to learn more about why Authentic Movements continues to choose Aloha.
Yay, let's get started on the back body. So if you want the mat to be softer, feel free to put a blanket or a towel on it. Come to lay on your back. And just pause for a moment. Plant your feet, let the knees be towards the sky, a little space between the legs. Start to sway the knees from side to side, rolling through the back of the pelvis, letting the body shift naturally. Elephant's trunk at 8 angle are some of the harder arm balances I feel because there's so much going on. You have a lot of hip mobility that's necessary, plus the arm strength, plus understanding where your body's in space, and then hugging in towards the center. So not only do we have to allow ourselves to open up to be able to abduct or widen out to the sides to get in position, but then we need to be able to hug in from that massive end range motion position. The next time you sway your knees over towards the right, pause, kick the left leg, it's the top leg, out. Kick it out, maybe squeeze the leg somewhat straight. Notice the sensation along the top of the left hip. Rebend, take it to the other side. Kick the right leg out and over. Notice the sensation along the side of the hip. Let's go back over to the right. Kick and extend. Maybe you extend your left leg. Now it's up to you. You can put them on the ground, or you can try to hover them and squeeze the inner thighs together. Pressing your arms down or your triceps down will help with this as you try to keep the shoulders steady. Squeeze the inner thighs together and notice how it gets easier when the legs are involved. Release the bottom leg. Take it over to the other side. Kick the right leg out. Maybe you extend the left. They don't have to be all the way straight either. Just squeeze and active as you hug the inner thighs together, trying to keep the shoulders and the upper body down. Let's do one more time each side. So take it over towards the right, kick, extend, lift and squeeze, press through your arms to make this happen. Rebend and take it over towards the left. Extend, cross the ankles, squeeze your inner thighs. Notice if one side is easier than another. Come back to center and just sway back and forth a few times. Beautiful. Pull your knees in towards your armpits, so widen them out slightly towards the side. Take your arms inside, grab onto your feet, your ankles, whatever. Make it like a little butterfly, or maybe something in between a butterfly and a happy baby as you rock side to side and play with extending one leg and then the other. Again, not all the way straight. Doesn't have to be all the way straight. Bring your arms inside of your legs and hug your legs against your arms, wherever they hit, whether it's here, here, all the way up towards your shoulders. Squeeze. Can you squeeze? Maybe you can even cross your ankles and squeeze. Reach with your hands. Press your arms into your thighs and your thighs back into your arms. Breathe. Release. Pull both thighs into the chest. Rock and round through the spine, trying to get a nice smooth roll along the backbone. Come all the way up to a seat, diamond shape. So if a butterfly is really close, the diamond is a little bit farther up. Let the knees be high. Take an inhale, reach up towards the sky. As you exhale, weave the arms underneath your legs and forward to whatever this looks like. It could be up here, it could be down here. Dome the back of your heart to the sky. We'll do a few cat-cows here in whatever position you ended up in. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, puff and round, squeeze the knees in. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, shove the back of the heart towards the sky as you squeeze your knees in. Inhale, pull the heart forward, drag your hands back. Exhale, push your hands down and away, tuck your tail, squeeze the knees in. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. One more like that. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Beautiful. Remove your hands and flirt with the idea of finding balance on the sit bones. As you find balance on the sit bones, can you extend one leg and the other? Sit up tall. It's like a little hovering boat. You can always use your hands behind you to assist. Kick one leg and the other, one leg and the other. Take your arms out in front of you, still hovering both legs, maybe bent. Tap one knee towards the armpit, trying to slide it on the outer tricep and back. Tricep and back. Tricep and back. Switch legs. Tricep and back. Tricep and back. Tricep and back. Try that again on the first leg, but maybe extend the other leg forward. Tricep and back. Tricep and back. Tricep and back. Switch. Tricep and back. Tricep and back, tricep and back. I know it's arms, so we got to get to arms. Roll over the shins, come into a tabletop position. Shift weight into the hands, grip with the fingers, just like we've been doing in all of these Absolutely Arms videos. Use that grip and the push down to help you and create space, y'all. Moving the hands around, just starting to understand that sensation in the body. Pause. Grip with the fingers, small bend in the elbows, drag the hands back slightly. Keep the low ribs lifted from the floor. Lift the right knee up and do little pulses of the right toe towards the sky. Try to keep the back steady. Pause your pulses. Swing your right knee over towards your right armpit, and then take it all the way back around behind you, tucking it behind the left knee. Squeeze your inner thighs together back here. All the way forward, rainbow knee towards armpit. All the way back. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Tight, tight, tight. All the way forward and back. Squeeze your inner thighs together. This time come all the way forward and plant your right foot outside your right hand. Now wiggle your right foot further forward and slightly out. Lean into your lizard, getting a wrist stretch and also some hip work. Lean into your lizard. Adjust your hands as needed, but we are trying to get a little bit of lean into the wrists. The next time you bring your shoulders back, weave your right arm underneath your leg. Reach it out to the side, and then press your tricep into your leg and your leg into your tricep, no matter where it hits. If you feel comfortable putting your hand down, great. If not, stay on tented fingers. Doesn't matter. Push arm into leg, leg into arm. Unwind. Come back to center. Let's do the other side. Grip. Lift the low ribs. Pick up the left toe towards the sky, and keeping the back the same, take little pulses of that toe towards the sky. Small bend in the elbows, lift the low ribs. Big swing, left knee by left armpit, press them into each other, and then circle all the way around, tucking the left knee behind the right. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Rainbow forward, knee to armpit. Rainbow back, squeeze your inner thighs. Rainbow forward. Rainbow back, squeeze your inner thighs. One more. Rainbow forward, rainbow back, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. All right, this time rainbow forward and step your foot outside your hands. Maybe walk it a little bit further forward and out. Lean into your lizard. Lean into your lizard. Adjusting hands if needed, but also just gripping with the fingers and experimenting with the wrists. The next time you reset the shoulders, reach the left arm underneath. You can stay on fingertips here. Press arm into leg, leg into arm. Yes, you can put your whole hand down, but you can also just stay on fingertips. Press, press, press. Grip with the other hand. Dome slightly through the back of the heart. Beautiful. Release. Come back to your starting position. Grip with the fingers, small bend in the elbows. Can we do some little push-ups here? And that's going to look different than a chaturanga for sure. Think about lifting the low ribs, bend the elbows straight back, tap your nose down, and lift up. One more time like that. Tap your nose, lift up. I don't know why I said one more time. We're going to do it a few times. Tap your nose. It's not a cat-cow. We're trying to keep a long spine. Tap your nose, elbows straight back, little tricep push-up. Resist the urge to lay on them. One more. tap, lift up. Beautiful. Walk your hands forward. Lift your knees, down dog. Walk it out. Do whatever you'd like to do in your down dog, knowing that we have our little flow coming up that we've done before where we pull through to chaturanga and then we do some other stuff, but it's going to change because now we're doing 8 angle, not chin stand or peacock or whatever else we were doing. There was another one. Can't remember what it was. The other one. All right. Wind down your down dog. Grip with your fingers. Small bend in your knees, small bend in your elbows. With a long spine and your low ribs lifted, pull through directly to chaturanga, thinking bent arms, and push back. Remember, it can be a mini chaturanga. Long spine, pull forward, chaturanga. Press back. Grip with the fingers. Pull forward, chaturanga. Press back one more time like that. Pull forward, chaturanga. Press back. Beautiful. Lift the right leg, bend the knee, open the hip, take some circles. This is the first time we've been doing this. Usually we step this foot halfway up, and we're still going to do that, but as you step the foot halfway up, step it out to the side on your mat. Kind of like we did that weird lizard earlier, right? Out to the side on the mat, and press your hands so that you shift more weight into the feet. Shift more weight into the feet, lunging into that hip. Leave the left hand down, take the right arm and weave it underneath. Reaching, stretching over towards the right. And then come back, stretch your hand to the right, come back. Weave it underneath, press arm into leg, leg into arm, and come back. One more time, arm underneath, and come back. Press off both hands, shifting the weight into your feet. Still in this wide stance lunge here. Place your hands on your front leg, press down, slight dome of the back, and roll over the back toe. It's a little bit unbalanced. I know, we're gonna be okay. Pick up the back leg, it's over to the side, and keeping it hovering, bring it forward, hovering above the ground, and back. Little circles. Bring it forward and back. One more time like that. Bring it forward and back. Place it back. Release those back toes. Reach the hand down. Land with bent arms to absorb the shock. Press down into the ground. Dome the back of the heart. Hover your foot that's out to the side and bring it all the way across the body, kicking it over towards the left. Shift the weight into the right hand. Ball and triangle. Express yourself. Push down through the bottom arm. Now, look at your extended leg. It's your right leg. Can you think about hovering it and lifting it? If it lifts, little pulses up towards the sky. Inner thigh work that's important for our 8 angle. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull your right knee towards your right armpit. Shift the weight into your right hand. Here with those pistol squats, take the leg behind your supportive leg and bend as much as you'd like into that left knee. Resist the urge to lower the booty down. Pull knee to armpit. Shift leg behind, pistol. Knee to armpit, pistol. One more time. Knee to armpit, pistol. 3-leg dog, right leg in the air. Ugh. It's gonna be okay, y'all. Swing that right leg all the way around to step outside of the right arm here. And then just like we did before, wiggle that foot slightly forward and out to the side. Weave your right arm underneath, and this time do try to place the hand down. Notice I don't have to be really far out like I was before. Just gentle placing of the hand down. Push into the ground. Move your left hand closer to the middle of the space. Dome through the back of the heart. Shift the weight forward until you can drag the back foot up. Maybe it just comes through, but maybe you kind of have to hop it, squish it, squeeze it, and lower down to a seat. And notice my foot came off the ground even when I just did this. But yours might not, right? Yours might still be on the ground. You might be somewhere else. Wherever you are in your seated position, squeeze your arm to your leg and your leg to your arm. It could be down here as well. That's perfectly fine. Can you flirt with the idea of lifting the bottom leg? What does that feel like? Lift the bottom leg. Ooh. What would you have to do to cross ankles? I kind of have to shift the weight back. You can even shift the weight back into your booty like we did in that hovering boat. It will probably be a little harder if you shift forward into the hands, but closer to 8 angles, so you decide. Once you're here in this cross-leg position, what would it take to squeeze both legs on the right arm? Squeeze. They don't have to be all the way straight. I'm squeezing my ankles, my inner thighs. Everything is hugging together. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Grip the floor and just lean forward. Grip the floor and just lean forward. And this is basically 8 angle, y'all. We just have to lift our butt off the ground, right? All right, beautiful. Release. Unwind the right hand. With the right foot still bent and the left leg out forward, we need to get that left foot back to the back of the mat. To lift the booty is the other hard part of 8 angle. So I use this position to kind of facilitate and train that. What can you do? Put the right hand on the right knee and move the right foot out even more to the right. This is going to depend on your body and hip mobility. Tent the left fingertips or press the left hand down, which will be stronger, but you'll have less space, right? So you kind of have to decide. As you rock forward, push into your knee, push into your hand, pick up your front leg, and swing it back. You could do a couple of these if you want the extra reps. And then step the left foot back, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Oh, hey, we're ready for the other side, y'all. Let's do it. Grip the fingers, small bend in the elbows, small bend in the knees. Pull through directly to chaturanga and back. Directly to chaturanga and back, chaturanga and back. 2 more, chaturanga and back. Grip, 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 chaturanga and back. Lift the left leg, bend the knee, open the hip, big circles. Step the foot halfway up, but also way out to the side, y'all. Way out to the side. Press into the hands. Shift more weight into the feet, maybe even tent the fingertips. Leave the right hand as is or move it slightly more towards center, and then take the left arm and stretch it underneath that left leg, pressing arm into leg, leg into arm. No matter what this looks like in your body, can you connect those 2 body parts and push them together? Unwind your arm, press into your hands, and pop up to your little lunge stand, taking both hands onto that left knee, roll over the back foot. Yes, it's out to this, roll over the back foot, which is your right leg. Roll it over, lift it up, and take a little swing as you bring it out front, and then back behind you, little half circle. Out front, bend more into the front leg, and back behind you. Front and behind, 1 more. Front and behind. Step those toes back. Bend your arms as you land to absorb that shock. Pick up your left foot, hovered, and then take it all the way across the body, kicking it out to the right. Oh, big, extended, fallen triangle. Express yourself. If you really extended like I did, it might help to pull the hips in before we think about lifting up that bottom leg. Grip with the bottom hand and take little pulses of the inner thigh and the bottom leg towards the sky. Here we are with our pistols, y'all. Here we are with our pistols. Pull that left knee towards the left armpit. Shift the weight into the hands and then shift back towards the back foot as you lunge as far as you'd like. Knee to armpit, shift towards the back foot. Knee to armpit, shift towards the back foot. Knee to armpit, shift. Knee to armpit, shift. Beautiful. 3-legged dog. Left leg is lifted. Ugh. Swing the left foot forward, outside of the left hand, then wiggle it slightly forward and out. We've been here before. Weave the left arm underneath, try to plant the whole left hand. Move the right arm over to support. Puff, 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 shift forward. Can you hop or hover the back foot forward? Maybe you can just make it through. Maybe you have to think about standing up more to get all the way to a seat. I don't know. What do you need to do here to press your left arm into your left leg and vice versa? The leg might be hovering, it might be on the floor. Depends on how far forward you are and a lot of other things. Press into the hands, grip with the fingers, kick the ankles together. And again, you can lean back to make that more accessible or adjust where I need to adjust higher. But that's not necessarily ideal for everyone. As you squeeze the ankles together, notice how loose and floppy your legs are. What would it feel like to squeeze them? Squeeze them against your arm so that both sides of the arm feel equally squeezed by the leg. And remember, you could be down here. You're still doing the work. That's still wonderful. Your feet could be on the floor. Your ankles could be on the floor while you're doing the squeezing. There's plenty of work to be gleaned no matter where you are in this movement. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're here for 5, 4, 3. Grip with your fingers. 2, 1. Nice. Unwind the left leg or right leg forward. Replant the left foot. Now, here's our little swing back. I like to think about taking my left hand to my left foot and then figurating, like, if I were to lean forward, where do I want that foot to help me? And then I like my right hand flat, but gripping. You may like fingertips. A block could also lift you up a little bit, but it's more initial lift of the hips, which is the heavy part. You think about just lifting your right leg, which I think we forgot to do on this side anyway, so it's a good thing we do it now. Lift the leg, play with that, flirt with that idea, and then when you're ready, press down, lift the hips, squeak, your right foot back, maybe forward, back, maybe forward, and back. Downward facing dog. We're gonna do that flow one more time without a lot of reps, y'all, just to create a little bit more heat, and then we'll have a moment to break down elephant's trunk and 8 angle. Downward facing dog. Grip at the fingers, pull through to chaturanga. 1, push back, 2, push back, 3, push back. Right leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip. Step that foot out wide. Weave the right arm underneath and reach just once. Reach, 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 reach. Unwind, hands down. Push into the hands, pop off the hands. Bring the hands to the right knee. Shift forward, pick up the back leg. Whoa. Take a circle forward and back. Again, forward and back. One more time. Forward and back. Beautiful. Hands down, bend your arms to absorb that load. Press down, take the right leg all the way across, fall in triangle. Don't extend too much. Then lift the right leg and hover, pulse. Nice. Right knee, right armpit, pistol. Knee to armpit, pistol. Knee to armpit, pistol. Beautiful. 3-legged dog, right leg lifts. Step the right foot up, maybe a little bit further forward and out. Weave the right arm underneath. Maybe shift the left arm over. Push, 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 puff, puff, puff. Lean forward, get the left leg through. Come to a seat. From your seated position, press arm into leg, leg into arm. Lift the bottom leg. Hover, wherever it is, even if it's just lightness. Even if it hasn't lifted off the floor, that's fine. Release. Cross the ankles, wherever that is. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Grip with the fingers. Release. Right foot down. Unweave the arm. Hand to knee. Shift forward. We got to step back, y'all. Press, puff, lift. Step the left foot back. Step the right foot back. Down dog. Again, second side. Chaturanga. Pull forward. Press back. Pull forward. Press back. One more. Pull forward. Press back. Left leg lifts. Open the hip. Step it out wide. Your wide lunge. Push into the right hand. One time, weave the left arm underneath. Press arm into leg, leg into arm. Hover, hover, hover. Unwind. Both hands down. Push off the ground. Land onto your left knee. Roll over the back foot. Lift and hover. Circle it forward and back, keeping it low. Forward and back. One more time. Forward and back. Hands down. Absorb the shock. Cross over the body with the left leg. Fall in triangle. Pick up that left thigh and take a few pulses. Beautiful. Knee to armpit, pistol. Knee to armpit, pistol. Knee to armpit, pistol. 3-legged dog. Ugh. Lizard. Step the left foot up, maybe slightly wide. Weave the left arm underneath, plant the hand. Move the right hand forward. Roll over the back toe, maybe hop it forward, or just glide it through to a seat. Where are you? Press the leg into arm, arm into leg. Can you hover the bottom leg a few times? Release. Cross the ankles, straighten and squeeze. Doesn't have to be all the way straight. Straighten and squeeze. Straighten and squeeze. Release. Left leg is bent. Left hand on the left knee. Shift the weight forward. Pick up. Step back. Down dog. Walk your feet up. And if your hip mobility is a challenge for you, you can hang out in a malasana or even like a higher squat while we do this quick breakdown to just give yourself a little bit more time. You know, usually when I teach hippie arm balances, hippie being like elephant's trunk, because you got a lot of hip mobility going on there. It's like a 1 to 2 hour workshop. So doing it in these quick stints, heat is important, but also, you know, knowing your body is important. My hips are loose noodles. They don't need much time. But if yours do, be in your malasana or yogi squat while I'm chatting about this. Okay, so this is where blocks can be helpful for some people. But I say can because sometimes they can be harder. We've basically done the arm balances, yeah? Elephant's trunk is the idea of putting on the backpack, squeezing the arm into leg, leg into arm, and lifting up from here. And then 8 angle is the cross and the lift. Now, can you go from one to another? Absolutely. You can go elephant's trunk, cross, squeeze, 8 angle. You don't have to. So if you really want to get 8 angle, which can be less hippie, and you don't want to go through elephant's trunk, there are other ways. What can you play with here? Sometimes it helps to put your feet on blocks, and sometimes it helps to put your arms on blocks. These ones could go either way. Putting your arms or hands on blocks will give you extra space. You'll be higher from the floor. It's the same reason we often encourage people to put their hands somewhat under their shoulders, because the more wide you put your hands, yes, it seems like you have a wider base, but look, my shoulder is closer to the floor. There's less space than if I'm up here, right? So yes, you can put your hands on blocks. I like to go over the edge of the block because it also encourages me to like curl and grip, and that will lift. It does mean you somewhat have to like lift your booty up extra inches to reduce the bend in the arm. So if bend to arm strength is really hard for you, it could actually be harder to put your hands on blocks, because then you have more of a lift than if I'm just here and I just press down and I think of protraction. But this also means that arm bone length compared to torso comes into play here. So there's so many things going on, y'all. Now, I'm gonna start with 8 angle because I think it is more accessible just based on the squeeze and the different positions you can do it from. So that is the cross leg, because you have the strength of both legs squeezing the arm to help fight gravity and not fall down the arm. Whereas elephant's trunk, it's a lot of hip mobility, and you only have the one leg kind of on the arm, and they're both pressing into each other. So how can you get into 8 angle? You can do a couple of things, and I'm not going to use the locks because they're not to my preference, but just know that's available to you. I think about getting into 8 angle. There's a lot of different ways, and we're not going to do the twisted variation, but know that that's on here. There's a class in this app called like Exploring Entrances to 8 angle, I believe, and has a lot of varieties to 8 angle. Okay, so you can do 8 angle by almost doing like a lazy elephant's trunk, meaning notice I got my leg up, but I'm not like hiking it all the way up onto my shoulder. If it's available to you, you can certainly do that, but it really just needs to kind of be above the elbow. And notice my elbow bows out to the side to create a little shelf, but I'm still pressing them into each other. They're not just like floppy fish. I'm pressing them into each other. Then you can think about crossing. I like my bottom leg to become my top leg, and they hook. Notice I don't just hook at the ankles, I also hook at the toes. From here, you can choose to go into it and straighten your legs, or to straighten your legs first. You can rock into it or not. My arm was slipping just from taking so long and being so sweaty. I often like to do this in pants versus shorts. Okay, so what do I mean by that? You can squeeze first, and as you squeeze, lean into it. You can also just not cross, come into it, and squeeze. Come into it meaning you're basically leaning forward and bending your elbows back like chaturanga to make a shelf to help keep this leg off. See, right now this leg wants to slide. It wants to slide off, right? But if I want that not to happen, I can make it easier for myself by shifting the shoulders forward. You have to grip with the fingers, so I can even start down low like this if this is accessible for me. Grab the ankles, and then here's what I see in most people, like, oh, I'm so loose. No, squeeze, watch this. Shoo. Squeeze. Now, literally, I have to drag my legs down my arm if I wanted to fall, because I'm squeezing so hard with my inner thigh. That also makes 8 angle somewhat achievable from even a really low position like this, right? So we can do it from a variety of ways. I know I mentioned that the blocks don't have to go under your hands. They could go elsewhere. They could go under your feet. And I'm going to let you pause the video at some point to play with this if this is of interest. Otherwise, just hang with me because we're going to do a quick cool down together. But it could go into your hips or your feet. What I mean by that, like you could do something like this. Again, I like to have the bottom leg become the top leg. You could be here and just play with the idea of lifting, squeeze. And that might be too high. I'm like, wow, that's too high for me, right? So you have to explore a little with these arm balances. Lift, squeeze. And no, I'm not really high up on my arm, but I'm still getting the work. I'm still doing a lot of effort. Another thing people do is put their butt on there. If my butt's the heaviest thing, maybe I'll give it a little bit of a lift, right? And you could even use the other block for under your feet. I don't know. Getting really wild here. It's a little wobbly, but, right? So now I'm playing here, and I can lift and squeeze. Am I high enough where I'd be able to do that without blocks? Maybe not, but that's also not that important, right? I'm trying to get off the block, or maybe I'm not trying to get off the block. Maybe I'm trying to be here, tap my fingers, and just lift and squeeze my legs. So that is something that you can do with 8 angle. I'm only going to briefly chat about elephant's trunk because the main thing was 8 ankle here, but since it is a common entrance to it, yes, the higher you get your leg and can keep it stable, the more wiggle room you have because you'll have more space you can slide down before it just becomes a little bit uncomfortable. So mobility is a huge thing here. We often like to think about that idea of reaching under, but then really pressing arm into leg and leg into arm. You don't have to cross up here, although some people like it. Some people like to first come here and just lift up the sit bones. Notice I'm not really in a full elephant's trunk because my heel hasn't lifted. Who cares, y'all? You can play with this, just lifting the booty up, and then cross and squeeze. There is no right or wrong here. I think exploring it on both sides can be really, really helpful. And if that's something that interests you, please feel free to pause the video and play with it. But some people want to play with it for 30 seconds and some people want to play with it for 30 minutes. If that's you, if you would like to play and then rejoin me for a really quick cool down, it'll be really quick. Please do so now. Pause. And if you would like to just continue cooling down with me, let's go to a cool down. So after you've played with this, roll through your wrists a little bit. It can be a lot of load on the wrists for this arm balance. I mean, most arm balances, but I feel like this one can be a lot of load on the wrists. Take the back of the hands to the side ribs, some chicken, a little flippity flappity. Can feel nice here. Any kind of comfortable seat is good. And then we're going to be lazy. Come onto the back body. Grab your block if it's nearby. Plant the sole of the feet, knees to the sky. And just like we did at the beginning, sway the knees from side to side. The next time the knees come through the center, pause. Press through the heels, lift the hips. Take the block either on the low or the medium setting, not the high. And before you rest the back of your pelvis on the block, think about really lengthening your tailbone and pulling your pubic bone on the front of your pelvis towards your sternum, and then release in this kind of lengthened position. The block is not in my low back, it's on my pelvis. I can then lift one leg and even the other into the air. Leave your right knee down to start and pull the left knee in towards self. If the right toes feel light, you can take them all the way to the sky, straightening the right leg, and then slowly starting to lower it, keeping the toes facing up until you feel a nice tug on the front of the right hip. Think about the right knee and the left knee tugging in opposite directions. Squeeze the booty of the extended leg, and that might change things, and pull the pubic bone towards the sternum for a little extra sensation. Slowly lift the right leg back up, and we'll switch it out. Right knee pulls in, left knee pulls in, right leg extends. Slow lower of that right leg. Pull the knees in the opposite direction. Squeeze the right booty. Pull the pubic bone towards the sternum. Do whatever you want with your right hand. I like an extra tug on the knee, or even just a reminder of where I'm looking for sensation here, which is kind of across the front of the right hip. Or sometimes I touch my right butt and be like, hey, don't forget to squeeze. Don't forget to squeeze. I'm looking for hip extension, so glute max and the hamstrings are going to help me with that. And also the pelvic positioning, so thinking about posterior tilt, pulling the pubic bone towards the sternum, tucking the tail under if that makes more sense to you. Pull the right leg up. Release both feet down to the floor slowly. Press. Lift the hips once, squeeze the butt, move the block. Lower the hips. Again, sway the knees from side to side. The next time you roll to the right, roll all the way to the right, stacking the knees on top of each other and coming onto your right shoulder. Take your right hand behind your head and your left hand behind your head, elbows bent. Peel your left arm open, keeping the knees heavy here. The elbow will not touch the floor. That's totally fine, or probably won't, I should say. Close that rainbow. Open. Close. Open. Close. One more time. Open to hold. Roll back through the middle. If you want to keep your hands behind your head, you can. Sway the knees a few times from side to side. Roll all the way to the left, stacking your knees, stacking your shoulders. Leave the left shoulder down and the knees heavy. Peel the right arm open and across. Close. Open and across. Close. Open and across. Close. One more time. Peel it open to hold. Roll back to the middle. All 4 limbs up to the sky. Bring some softness there. A little bit of wiggle, jiggle. Call this almost dead bug. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Roll through the ankles, roll through the wrists. And then whatever finishing position you would like. I like constructive rest here, knocking the knees in, feet wide. Take it. If you need any other movement, take that. You know, with all these arm balances, and even just bent arm strength in general, it takes a lot of consistency, and you can make a lot more progress if you explore arm strength in different ways, and that might mean off the mat. Yes, you can be creative on the mat with body weight, especially when it comes to pushing work and bent arm and pushing, but to balance out the shoulders and the upper back and the chest a little bit more, I often recommend to people, if you really want to see gains in your upper body strength, hit up the gym a little bit too for a variety of both horizontal and vertical pulling. You can get horizontal push and a little bit of vertical push in yoga, but having a well-rounded upper body when it comes to strength can make things like this feel much more achievable and also much more solid and stable. Stay here as long as you would like, and I'll see you again soon.